Good evening, one and all. My call sign is Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey. My name is Mac, and I'm here in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, on the West Mountain, and we're going to be monitoring the VA3 ZOE repeater for the Friday night ZOE Ragchew. Our host tonight, VA3LBI. That's Larry, who is residing on the east side of the mountain. Please stand by. The net will start promptly at 8 p.m.
Good evening all, and welcome to the Friday night ZOE Ragchew on 443.075. Has a plus offset and no tone is required. My call sign, as Max said, is Victor Echo 3 Lima Bravo India. My first name is Larry, and I am located on the East Hamilton Mountain. It's an open net. To join the conversation, please give us your call sign and your name. Tell us about yourself, your equipment, and what you'd like to add to the conversation. And before we start, we can thank Terry, VA3IMW for the use of that repeater. Please remember, using your repeater has good coverage in Ontario, so no religion, politics, or foul language. Last but not least, please let the repeater drop so that you get into our conversation. I'd like to thank Mac for streaming us on YouTube. Look up his call sign, Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey. Look for it live. Can I get check-ins for Friday night ZOE Ragchew? Go on in, VA3LBI.
VA3IMW, I'm here.
VA3MHV. All right, anybody else checking in to Friday night ZOE Ragchew? I got two so far. And I have a technical problem. Give me 1 second, sorry.
No worries, Larry. Yeah, somebody would have doubled with me. I heard them unkey after I finished my transmission, so there's potentially a third individual who might have tried to check in.
Okay, so I got IMW MHV. Anybody else can check in? Come on in, VA3LBI. The VA3BT. Well, it's going to be a slow night so far. All right. Anyways, all right, Mac. A couple little a couple little notes here for everybody. I checked the stats on the HBO. We got 786 new parks, 193 QSOs, and we have a new award for over 700 parks. So it's coming along. Takes some time, but it is coming up. Anyways, all right, I'll bring in Mac there. I got nothing really to speak about tonight. Somebody wants to throw something on the table. The only thing that came to mind, thought maybe it might be interesting, was I know that Vanya had posted something on a Discord about auto tuners and different ones, so it might be a topic we could talk about. Anyways, Mac, come on in. VA3IMW, VA3LBI.
Good evening, Larry, and all on net. I'm sure there's hundreds listening and just a few people that are reaching for the mic right now. But nonetheless, thanks for doing this one. Certainly appreciate it. And, just when you said tuners, I hearken back to my early teenage years breaking into Citizens Band. And I can actually remember my first tuner was a little aluminum box that had two little screws in the front. And obviously one side was load and the other was an inductance. And it was a Radio Shack unit. Obviously you had to have a separate SWR meter, but it was a very practical way of using matching technology in order to make sure that you weren't going to burn out your finals in your TRC 23 or whatever you happen to be in your CB shack. Anyways, it brings back some memories from long, long ago. Anyways, that would be interesting to hear everybody else's take on tuners. Obviously, manual tuners are less unpredictable. I know um, I went ahead and got an auto tuner thinking that it was just going to be a case of plug it in and give a whistle and all would be good. However, I got to say that the auto tuners are somewhat sensitive to RF coming back down the shield of the coax, and they tend to not find their happy place, and it tends to vary with the power input and even the tonality of the user's voice. There seems to be some weird things that occur. Anyways, always use of toroids and other methodologies to minimize the RF coming back down the coax is a good way to prevent that. But yeah, good topic for tonight, and I'll turn it back to you.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Yeah, I don't remember. I remember my first antenna I ever had was talking about some TV stuff. Was an old Radio Shack quarter wave, had three ground radios on it. And every once in a while the wind would blow so hard it would bust them off. But then the radio ended up putting little pieces of dowling there. But I never had a tuner for any of my radios back then. Don't know, I guess, and I don't even know if I had an SWR bridge at the time. To be honest with you, I can't remember back. I did buy one in later years. It was a Radio Shack one that had the actual three digit or three meters across the front. I think one was one SWR, one was for modulation. I think the other one could have been power or whatever, maybe not in that order, but yeah, an older one. But that's, I don't remember anything I ever had before for anything to do with the type of a tuner. But yeah, well, maybe we'll throw that on the table tonight. We can talk about different ones or whatever. I don't know whether Vanya's around. I'm not sure what shift he's on anymore.
Yeah, it's been a few days since I heard him on the air. Always good to hear his particularly jovial countenance. Anyways, yeah, my first CB shack was a covert operation. It was something that I did really without my family knowing what I was doing. And if you've ever seen a marine antenna, I actually had a 108-inch whip that I drilled a hole in my closet up through the attic and shoved it up through the ceiling and ran the coax down through my closet and over to a little quiet spot I had in my room where I had tucked away my radio and my Micronta. There's an old name. My 12-volt adapter. So, yes, I think the only reason why I probably had to use a tuner was because of my peculiar antenna setup. But yeah, nonetheless, it got me started. And long on after that, I moved up to actual mobile setups in my pickup truck. Had a nice pace radio. Never had to worry about match with that particular setup. It was nice and flat right out of the box. Anyways, I see there's lots of activity on the chat all of a sudden. Wade, VA3NCA, and Noel, VE3KDT, have checked in, so I'm sure there'll be more activity as we go on. Anyways, people coming in a little bit late, but that's okay. That's to be expected. I'll throw it back to you, Larry. Let's see if we can drum up some more attention.
Yep, okay, very good, Mac. Thanks for that little bit of a history. Mark, VA3MHV, how are you doing? Work today or was it a day off, Mark?
Good evening, Larry, everybody on the frequency and everybody on the stream. I was home today, Larry. I'm scheduled in this weekend. NFG and I are both in, so day off today. You get to chill for a day before we go in. I did a little radio this morning. I got about 5 parks. As far as tuners go, I've just used the built-in so far in my Zygu G90. Seems to work pretty good for me. I am a new ham after all, so I'm going to go to year in here. So that's about all I got, Larry. I'll send it back to you.
Yep. Okay. Very good, Mark. Yeah. Well, we'll take a little. What we do is run down the list after we get a few people in, and just see what the different ones are actually using today, and I'll keep a little list and see if there's any that are common or like you say, you're using the internal one, but it's still something we should. I'll just throw a little list together. Anyways, okay. Very good, Mark. Al, VA3BT. Obviously, you must be getting some roof put on, I would think, the way the weather's been lately, Al.
Good evening, Larry, and everybody on frequency. Yep, we're slowly getting there. The weather's been in our favor this week. It's definitely colder up there. It's funny, when I left up there, it was a high of 3. I get into Hamilton, and it's 7. So, definitely cooler. But yeah, the weather's holding up. This weekend's looking pretty good, so I got a couple of roofers working in this weekend, so they're doing overtime just to catch up on all those lost days. And then next week, it's a hit and miss. It's kind of looking up and down, but we'll see what happens. Just glad to be home. Glad it's Friday and 2 days off. Other than that, yeah, not much on my end here. Tuners, I guess you guys are talking about tuners. I do use a manual tuner and an auto tuner. The auto tuner is the LDG AT-200 Pro. And then the manual tuner, I haven't used that one in a while. It's the Pelstar, the AT2K. That's good for it's for high power. Other than that, that's pretty much it. We'll hand it back over to you, VA3BT.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll take a rundown after, just ask everybody. I did write it down there. Well, is that the Pro or the Pro 2?
The Pro 2, yep.
Gotcha. Okay, no problem. All right. I'm at the end of my list. I need some more check-ins. Victor Echo 3 Lima Bravo India. Come on in, VE for LBS. VA3CP on the right frequency. Victor Echo 3 India Uniform Kilowatt.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu.
VA3 Whiskey Papa Golf. VA3 NCA.
VA3 XLJ. Larry fell behind, you can't catch up.
Trying to see how good my memory is. Okay, I guess, all right, I'll finish it off. Hang on.
It'll be a quiz later.
All right, I lost it here. I got it. I got down to WPG. I got CJZ, WPG. I missed who it is for that now. I think, I'm not sure who it was. Bring them back in if you would, please. VA3NCA.
VA3KDC.
Victor Echo 3 India Uniform Kilowatt. VA3CP. To run down what I got. I got VA3CP, VE3UK, CJZ, WPG, NCA. Who am I missing?
Me, VA3XLJ.
VE3, every kind of junk.
And Larry thought he was having a slow night, VA3BT.
Had a rough night last night, so it's been a long day. All right, Dave, I think we're just kind of going to hash over something of maybe the auto tuner, so maybe I'll throw that back out. Just wondering what people are using for tuners today, whether it be portable for when you're out in the field or at home. I'm just going to kind of keep a little list to see if we have any common denominators. What are you using today, Dave, at the house or out in the field? Around the house, virtually nothing. My center fit dipole loads up on all the bands that it's designed for without the need for tweaking the impedance. So radio's happy. copy everything else. I do have a MFJ 929 that I've used to try and load 15 meters and 30 meters, but it doesn't work. So right now I've got my 40 meter vertical outside, so it'll do 15 meters without any trouble, and also 40. Overall, for portable work on the air, generally speaking, I would use a resonant antenna. Although I have experimented with an end-fed wire, and I've used either an AT100M, that's a Chinese one, or I've got LDG Z100, I think. Tried that thing. I've also got a manual tuner here, some Mighty Flight and Junk 9018, or 901B. Yeah, okay, the field one, I think it's right, a Z11, or no, is it a Z11 Pro, or something like that, or Z100 or Z11? I don't know, I'd have to go dig it out to find out. I think Mac's running the same one. All right, we'll get back to him. We'll ask after that. Then I'm pretty sure it's a Z11 or something. Actually, Mac, what are you using for the field? Is it a Z11?
I got to pull mine out of the go bag and take a look at the label.
Okay, must have missed him somewhere. All right, Bill, you're up. VE3IMW VE3LBI. Just talking about different tuners, whether you're using it in the field or using one at home, or both. What do you have as tuners, Bill?
Well, at home I have a manual tuner. It's the MFC 949E, and it does the job for me quite well. So I just have all the settings marked down, and they rarely do they change. In the field, I use a Pac-12, so I don't necessarily have need for an antenna tuner, though the 706 that I have comes with the matching antenna tuner. So there you go. Back to you, Larry.
Okay, very good. And how'd you make out with City Hall? Any calls?
Not yet. We'll be on the phone Monday morning again.
Yeah, tell me your lawyers call them. All right, Chuck, VA3CJZ, VE3LBI. Just talking about different tuners tonight, whether home or in the field. I think yours is probably more at home. Just wonder what you have for tuner.
VA3CJZ. Good evening, Bill, and all on net. Let's see now. I got a rough copy on the repeater tonight. Everybody sounds a little fuzzy there. I think there's an inversion going on. But anyways, I have both a manual tuner and an auto tuner. Now, I've used manual tuners all the way back from the CB days, and you can't go wrong with a good manual tuner. Now, I only have one auto tuner, and it's the one that came with the VA3IMW 857, and that is the FC20. Now, I've only just put it in line this year. For the last several years, I've been using the manual MFJ, what is it, the 741E VersaTuner 2. So it works very well.
That Yasu, was it a Fox Charlie 20?
Yes, sir. Fox Charlie-20. And yeah, it's very simple because it interacts with the radio.
Yes, I kind of like those. I'll run over mine in a minute, but I have the cable in the back of mine too that runs off the actual radio. Makes it a lot more convenient for tuning, that's for sure.
Yeah, you just bring the setting up that says tune. you press it in for 1 second and wait for it to finish. Yeah, I love it.
Yep, no, they work quite well, that's for sure. Anything else about them before I pass it down to Chris? Anything else, Chuck?
Yeah, no. The one drawback, though, that I did find with this unit, excuse me, is the fact that it has a DIN plug that goes from the back of the radio to the back of the tuner. And so I can't use my Bluetooth dongle to link up with my computer logging software. It's either use the manual tuner and then I can use the dongle, but if I use the auto tuner, I lose the option of using the Bluetooth there. So it is a 30-year-old radio.
Oh, yeah, good point. Are you hearing me okay? I'm on low power. I can bring the power up a bit more if you want.
No, I can hear you just fine. It's just it sounds like everyone is off frequency slightly. It's an inversion of some kind. It's no big deal. And I'm getting the signal at an S8, and normally it's above S9. So, yeah, not good conditions for 70 centimeters anyways.
Okay, all right, very good. I just typed something back in YouTube there, so Steve checked in on YouTube there. He said he's got a sore throat. I called him with all the pony he did today. I heard him on there, actually, so I thought I'd throw that at him. All right, very good, Chuck. Anything else to add before I strip down? We're going here. Down to Chris next.
Yeah, Steve has a toothache, I think, so maybe he should get some of that Oragel or clove oil to help out until he goes see a dentist. That's it for me, VA3CJZ.
Oh, he said on YouTube there he's got a sore throat. I think he was taking some throat lozenges on Wednesday or something too. I think I heard him. So, anyway, yeah, one or the other there. So, I typed something on there, but it's okay. He'll understand when I type back. All right, very good. Chris, VA3WPG, VE3LBI. What kind of tuner do you use? Do you use a tuner at all, or what do you use? Say in the home, or on your base, or out on the field?
Good evening, everybody. VA3WPG. Oh, I got a few tuners here. My first one, I guess, was the MFJ-949E Deluxe Versa Tuner 2. Really nice tuner, the tuner of all tuners. Then I got that came with my ICOM 756 Pro. I got a Alpha Tango -100 Pro 2 auto tuner from LDG. That's a nice little auto thing that saves time from having to do the manual. That I take wasn't using at first, and then I got a little blue portable Chinese thing, an ATU-130 from AliExpress. That's what I was using at POTA at first. To tune that, it doesn't automatically switch over to CW, so you got to go to a carrier mode and carrier the thing. So that ended up in my drawer here, not using it anymore, and I take the LDG portable with POTA now, or when I'm not at POTA, I use that thing at home as it is compatible with both my ICOM 706 MK2G as well as my base station ICOM 7656 Pro. So as for the MFJ-949E, that thing has just been sitting disconnected for the past few months or so, but really good tuner to learn how to use a manual tuner. That's the walk before you can run. So once I get to know how to use the manual, you go to automatic, and I've been being lazy and using the LDG now.
Okay, yeah, very good. I just read my Chuck here put up here too. So yeah, Mike, I wrote that down. Okay, I see you added an E to it. Okay, very good. Yeah, okay. Anything else, Chris? I'll pass it down to Wade and see what his comments are.
Yeah, actually, a quick comment now that you mentioned. I think it was, I know Wade said yesterday, let me see if that was the right one, a 415. He said he's found a TRC 415CB radio. Is that the one he was saying? Yes, it is, which is kind of interesting because my first radio ever was a TRC 438, which is exactly the 415. It just has a different style of knob on it. It's got the four S4 bars on it, 1, 2, 3, 4. The microphone's in the exact same place. I don't know if Wade found a silver version or the gray version, but that was just kind of funny to look that thing up because other than the channel volume and squelch knob on it, that was the first radio that I ever owned and got me hooked. So yeah, TRC 415, TRC 438. Other than that, that will be it for me until the next one. We'll keep it going. VA3WPG.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Wade, VA3NCA, VA3LBI. Just talking about tuners, whether you have one for the home shack, and maybe you have a separate one for out in the field, or you use the same one. Any comments there? Just if you have the model offhand, perchance, Wade.
VA3LBI, VA3NCA. Yeah, I have a couple of tuners. I've got the one that I first got with when I bought the 7100. That's the LDG Z11 Pro 2, which is, I understand, a popular one amongst the locals here. I'm quite happy with it. The support of LGD is really good. That's really what I have at the base station here on the 7100. If I bring the 7100 out, if I pack it up and bring it out to a park, then the LDG is sort of mounted on the top of it with a little 3D printed bracket, so it comes wherever. It's associated with the 7100 now. It goes wherever that goes. But other than that, I did pick up on a no warranty, broken stock type of a deal. I picked up a Matt Mike Alpha Tango 705. It's a little tiny QRP auto tuner, and it's meant to directly interface with a Icom 705. Now I don't have an Icom 705, but knew this thing was somewhere around $300, and our buddy Slav from DX Canada, he was selling it as a 4-part type of a deal for $60, and I figured if it's not resurrectable, it's got $60 worth of latching relays and other components, lithium batteries and stuff like that. So anyways, long story medium is I did figure out how to get it running again. So I haven't had it out to try it out. I had to build a little interface that would interface to it and fake it out like it was a 705 because I don't have one. And all that seems to work. So I'm pretty happy with that little guy. Can't say how it behaves as a tuner quite yet. Haven't got that far, but that was one of the things. And then other than that, I have the tuner that's built into the ZOE 6100, which is my QRP portable rig. I'm going to drop for a second. I'm quite happy with that one. It's really wide band, so it'll tune anything. That's built into the unit. And then other than that, I have a little antenna kit that I've been playing with as well, and it has a matching unit built into it. It's a manual. You dial it around the capacitor to match the antenna you're putting on the end of it. So I guess that counts as a tuner. It's a matching device, anyways. I think that's about what I got in the terms of tuners. And to answer Chris's question, it's the black TRC 415. So yeah, it's just a little guy. And I haven't yet powered it up yet. I gotta play it a little more later on.
Comment.
Oh, I think I cut somebody off. Go ahead with the call sign, please.
VA3 CJ's comment.
Go ahead, Chuck.
Yeah, I forgot to mention earlier that I don't necessarily need my tuners. I have two G5 RVs. One is a junior, the other is the full one. And I have a resident, I'm resident on 20 meters on the junior. And I'm resident on the 40 meters on the big one. So it's just certain parts of the band. I think on 40 I need the tuner, maybe down by 7.100. But for the upper part, I'm good.
Yeah, okay, yeah, my antennas sometimes, well, actually, I've been really surprised ever since I did a little bit of work on it there. My 20 meters, the antenna, my actual tuner actually shuts off. It turns itself off. It just won't produce the tune. It's that good. So the other bands, depending where I am, in one case if I'm high on the band and I need to tune, and if I'm low on the band, it might be okay. Vice versa, obviously different bands. So now, anything else you wanted to add, though, Chuck? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say quite a few times I've made DX contacts with the tuner not enabled. So goes to show you the antennas are pretty resonant. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Well, that's what you definitely need is, you don't want to use a tuner. It's a little rough to put up an antenna for every band. So the tuner doesn't come in handy when you need it, that's for sure, when you're trying to tune in another band that you don't have an actual physical antenna for, in the sense of the length or whatever, the dipole or vertical or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely right there, Larry. All right, thanks for letting me in. I'll let you carry on. VA3CJZ.
Yep, okay, no problem. Okay, Wade, anything else before Vanya's in there? I was going to pass it down to him. Anything else, Wade?
No, I think it'll be interesting to hear what Vanya has to add. He asked the question in Discord a short time ago, so that'll be good to hear. Yeah, I guess my only QRO one is that LDG one that's mounted on the 7100. The rest are little either QRP experiments or built into QRP radios. So that's kind of my tuner inventory. But other than that, nothing else to add there. I will send it back to you and you can pick up Vanya. V3LBI, VA3NC, back to you.
Yeah, okay, before I pick up Vanya asked a question, not really as a poll, but not too many people actually, nobody can kind of help them with an answer. He had three choices there. One was the Z11 Pro 2. These are all will run HF and 6 meter. They're all 125 watts. So the first one was the Z11 Pro 2, the 18200 Pro, and the Z100 Pro. I'm not sure what that one is. I don't know too much about that one. Anyways, let's pick up Vanya there and see what if he's had a choice or whatever, and just kind of interest. Come on in, Vanya, VA3XLJ, VE3LBI. Good to hear you.
Good evening, guys. VE3LBI, VA3XLJ. I got late, a little bit busier than I'm used to, so I'm not much with your radio, so I leave early to work and I come fairly late and I just kind of go to sleep. It is getting busy over there, so there's that. Regarding the tuners, I do have like two of each. One, actually I have four of them when you add them up all together, but it's kind of two of each. I have a manual tuner for the QRP. It's called Z-Match tuner or something like that, and it's one of those like it looks like it's how you say this? I call them garage build units. When you have like a little business and you come up with a good idea and you just buy the off-the-shelf components and you make things working very well. And the thing is like that. It's fairly small. It's for the QRP. radio, so I would not put more than 10-15 watts through it, knowing what kind of capacitors have at the back, inside. I have that one for QRP, and I have the one of those LDG Z817 tuners, which is auto tuner, which I also use for my small USO radio. And so those are those two small ones. I like the LDG because it's a really neat little thing, because what it does, like, you just have to send a little bit of the carrier in, hit the tune button, and it works fine. That's one thing. Second thing, I do actually have a cable to interface with the radio, so I think you can choose in the menus and then make one of the buttons to be dedicated tune button, and I was using that, but someone included that I don't have to, like, it's I can't say I rip everything apart, but I did. And so at least like this, there's a little bit less bulky and 2 wires less. Another thing about LDG tuners, which I like, is that they do come with that little battery holder inside, so you can put batteries in, and according to whatever they put out, they use next to no power on the standby, so the batteries they do last forever. So the reason, that's why I asked for those 3 tuners. The way the things they are now, I'm gonna most likely go with Z100. Oh, did I time out the radio? I apologize.
No, you're okay. You didn't time out the repeater. You just timed out your radio. Go ahead.
The reason why I like those is because of those the batteries, so I don't have to deal with extra cable, and they will tune with very little carrier from the station. And yeah, it's most likely I'm gonna go with the Z100. I don't know which of those two, Plus or Z100A. Actually, it does come with a cable for all 3 radios, so that kind of seems like a good deal, but I'm not sure that it comes with that little battery holder, so you can use it as a kind of standalone tuner or that type of thing. If not, they do actually have a explanation. I believe that's in manual where to connect 9 to 12 volts and add your own batteries within a tuner itself, and just replace the batteries as needed every year or 2. So that's kind of like what I was toying and thinking about last little while.
Is that it, Vanya? You done, or any more?
There's not much more. I just have to decide if I'm gonna pick like a 100A or 100 plus. Yeah, that's what is it.
Okay. I had 3 tuners, but I have 2 tuners now. Both are LGG. The one I have in here in the shack is an AT200 Pro 2. My original one was just an AT200 Pro. I don't think it was a Pro, just Pro 2, it's just Pro. I did purchase the Z11 Pro 2. Wade and myself had an issue with the CMOS chip. I contacted the company. The fault was the lights weren't working properly. When you actually, I think, matter of fact, Mac has one too. Mac also has a Z11 Pro. When you do certain functions with it, my lights wouldn't react properly. You never knew where your threshold was and stuff like that. It was kind of a. Anyways, I'm gonna drop for a second. Long story short, we ended up, when I contacted LDG, they actually sent myself and also Wade contacted them a new CMOS chip. It was a fault that they had put out on the newer model. The thing that I liked about my the AT200 is I have the 2 meters that flow across. One shows me my power output and one shows me my SWR. I kind of, it was hard to break the habit of what I had. So I actually sold the Z11 Pro 2, actually to one of our local hams here on Stony Creek. But no fault of it. It was just I wasn't used to operating it.
None of my tuners, they're not fancy. Like the one tuner does not have anything other than it does have some button, but I don't know what is it for. I never use it because it does interface with VA3IMW. So that's a Mat 30 tuner. So it interfaces very well with the radio. So I just the Velcro for the radio, and it sits there since whatever. So what I'm trying to do, I did the lightest and the smallest unit which can handle the 100 watts, and I'm gonna stick with the Z line from LDG because they do need a very small carrier. So you don't need much of the carrier, so you're gonna be able to tune, let's call it a big tuner with a QRP radio output. So that's where I'm leaning to. It's just a question which one is gonna be the Z100A or Plus. They are the cheapest in the line, and basically for what I need them, like they should be just fine. My tuner does have its own flaws. It does seem like the hamsticks puke on the lower bands, a little bit more of the RF down. So mine, when it gets hot, like SWR fluctuates, so I have to retune it a couple of times if I would do activation. But it's something that can live with it until I get a screwdriver to it and try to figure out what's wrong with it, because when I disconnect my antenna cable, that center pin is always very, very hot, and it should not be that hot. Back to you, Larry.
Yeah, no, okay, very good. Yeah, I know that there is the Z11 Pro 2. There's kind of a misprint in it. It says you have to buy the battery case separate. You don't. It comes with it. It's actually internal. It's already built into it. One of the comments, I think they said that you had to buy it as a separate entity to it, but it actually is inside the radio. A little bit of a pain to change it, but hopefully they've got the new ones out on the market. I did get a hold of GPS Central. When I purchased it, I came from GPS Central, and I mentioned to him about the bad CMOS chip, and he wasn't aware of it. Now, whether they had contacted LGG themselves, I don't know, but I did talk to one of the fellows out there on the West Coast about the bad CMOS chip. So, anyways, okay, anything else on you before I pass it down to Bill here?
Not much. I'm gonna just listen, and I can just get more information less I speak. VA3XLJ.
Okay, it looks like we missed. What's there? I can't believe the call sign. You scrolled up too far on me already. But it looks like we've lost Dakota here. I think he's left for the night, so he was in for Kilo Delta 8 Whiskey Bravo Foxtrot. Also was in with us tonight for a bit, so but I think he's gone 7-3 right now. Okay, Bill. VE3EKJ, VE3LBI. Come on in, Bill. We're just talking about tuners.
Oh, I got a few, Let me look around the shack here. Okay, I guess starting with one of the oldest. I got a KW Matchbox, a Johnson. I picked that up some years ago because it has a real balance line tuner. Not everybody might be aware that most modern tuners, they don't have a true balance line tuning mode. All they do is have a 4-to-1 balance to bring it down. And that don't always work as good as you might like. And I used to do a few things with multi-band balance line fed antennas back when I was younger, so it was quite useful. And I also have a Drake. I can't remember if it's an MN2000 or 2500, but basically basically tuner swear bridge with a bit of switching and gigantic capacitors and inductors in it. You know, you could run a couple of illegal kilowatts with absolutely no problem. And what else here? Oh, I have a small, what they call a nano tuner I picked up from bill number 1. And for POTA work, if I ever do get off my butt and get out to activate some POTA. And do I have anything else in here? I have a couple of homebrew ones, but they don't really count, I guess. You know, with the old-fashioned World War II rotary inductors in them and stuff. I had a 6-meter antenna I built once, but 6 meters is so seldom open, never had to use it. And what else do I have? Oh, last but not least, I have a guitar tuner. But A440 on that is quite a bit lower than 440 megahertz there, Larry.
Oh, sounds like you got quite a selection, Bill.
Well, our main base station antennas are quite resonant. The gap vertical, you know, like that's a dream of an antenna for convenience. You throw it up, and it's just, you know, tune and play. There's no adjustments. There's no anything. It all has to do with the end, with the length of sliders on the sides, standoff things, and so you just put it together, and it's a great match across all the bands. You know, lots of them. And then I have an 8040 linearly loaded dipole I got off of Maple Leaf Communications, and that's beautifully broadband too. And when you run 2 finals, you know, they usually don't mind a bit of swir. You know, unlike this girly man solid state stuff, Larry.
Yeah, no, I hear you saying, Bill. Okay, anything else, Bill, before I give a shout out here? All right, anybody else want to check into the Friday night ZOE Ragchew? My call sign Spectre Echo 3, Lima, Bravo, India. Come on in.
VA3IMW
There we go. How you doing, Noel?
Oh, pretty good. Just relaxing here. The boys taking her easy and getting all tucked in. As for your tuner question, I don't really have much in the way to add to that. The only tuner I have is attached to the 710, so really not good help in that way. But other than that, thanks for doing this one. And yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard you on there for a bit, checking in and doing that. So everything okay your way?
Yeah, a little bit. A lot of stuff going on right now, and then because I don't have a hole or whatever permanently installed for my antenna, I had it kind of just draped outside there, and that fell down, so I had to run the wire down and feed it back up and all that. So got it all working through tonight, but yeah, it's been down a couple of days.
Okay, well, very good. Good to hear you in there. Like I said, hadn't heard you for a bit. So just want to check to make sure it's all okay at your end.
Yeah, no complaints. Still 6 feet above ground. So, yep. Yeah, no, I don't really have anything else to add there. Sorry.
Yep, okay, very good, Noel. All right, let's run back up to Mac there. I think he stepped away from me. Mac, if I'm not mistaken, you're also running the LDG Z11 Pro 2, are you not?
I am indeed. As a matter of fact, from what I hear, it seems to be a very popular model. Wade seems to have one. You have one, and either Dave has one or has something very similar. Yeah, thankfully mine had the correct CMOS application, so my display always worked, I guess, as designed and as described in the manual. It was a kind of a nice surprise taking the cover off mine and finding out that there was a battery tray built into it. Same thing that Vani had mentioned. It's kind of nice. Have a little bit less wires and harnesses to deal with when you're doing remote location stuff. You fire in a bunch of AA batteries, and as long as you don't lean on the buttons while you're carting the thing back and forth, those batteries will last you a good long time, maybe a year and a half or so. But if you're going to go out and do a field event, you probably want to take the cover off and take a poke at it with a voltmeter just to make sure that your individual batteries, nothing below 1.3, or else that'll sap the energy out of all the rest of them. So yeah, the Z11 Pro 2 was a purchase I made in advance of me picking up the 7300 to use as a base station. So where I started with the radios in the shack, the 7100 was the go-to radio, the shack in a box. And I kind of quickly found out that I wasn't totally satisfied with the HF functions of the 7300. Good stout radio, but I guess I got too used to being able to operate on UHF or VHF, as well as running a second radio for HF activities. So the Z11 Pro 2 was a really good mate for the 756 when it was here. Obviously, that radio is under Bill's care, VE3IMW for the time being. So that's kind of where that came from. And obviously, the 7300 with the built-in tuner seems to take care of itself fairly well. Obviously, built-in tuners may not be as wide as some of the other ones that are external units. Let me drop. And that's why having that Z11 Pro 2 to go out to the park with you with the FT891, it's a good companion. I know you've got your setup with a cable that allows you to use the tune button with the radio. I opted just to go with RF actuation for the tuning function with that tuner, because I also have my radio set up so that it can interface with the ATAS 120, which is a tuner unto itself, but not a tuner fake it out tuner. It actually becomes resonant on those bands when the antenna system actuates properly with the radio. Anyways, that's about it for now. I'll turn it back to you. Thanks, Larry.
Yeah, okay, no, very good. Yeah, I thought you had the same thing. And I could be wrong. Maybe Dave has a different tuner than the Z11 Pro 2. I know that, looking at the list here, a lot of people are looking at, a lot of LDG and some MFJ stuff. Most of the MFJs would be manual tuners. But, yeah, no, I was just curious. I thought we'd pass it down, give Vanya kind of an idea since he's here tonight, and see what his thoughts were. I mean, it's entirely up to him what he wants to get, but like you say, I think that the LDG or Z11 Pro 2 seems to be pretty out in the field quite a bit now. They're a quick little tuner, nice little tuner. I have mine set up. Both my here are set up with cable. The nice part about it is the radio will go into a rollback feature where you're not putting out your full wattage, and tunes the radio at a lower 10 watts or so. It actually tunes the antenna down, and the radio to about a 10 watt, so you're not putting out the full power when it does it to. It has the rollback feature right in the radio. I think the 891 also has the same thing, Mac.
Yes, it'll roll back, but I guess since I don't want to go in and monkey with the menus to turn off and on the connectivity to the ATAS, because there's two different menu items and you have to actuate and tell the radio that it should expect to see an ATAS if you hit the tune button. So if you go into a different configuration, you got to attack two menu items. So when I use the tuner in RF mode, what I'm doing is making a little bit of noise. Some people will actually tune to AM and throw a carrier. For me, I will give a little shush into the microphone. Not enough to push peak power output, but it's enough. These the Z11 Pro 2 will react to as little as 5 watts in order to tune. So 10 or 20% of your audio is more than enough to push enough RF through the tuner in order for it to actuate, and obviously not heat up the finals and burn things out. Anyways, Captain Burley Spice was in and out. He's off to other things, but he indicated that he had, what did he have? He has an X6100 with its built-in tuner, and there was another radio that he referenced in his discourse. And let's see, kind of looks like it was another built-in tuner, so nothing from an external standpoint. Oh yes, an FT710 with a built-in tuner and an X6100. So that was our input from West Virginia, and it's always nice to hear people popping in from near and far.
No, absolutely, yes. It must be Yaesu FT710. I just read it there myself. But no, interesting. Okay, we're getting close to the end of the hour here. Does anybody else have anything else they want to mention about tuners before we actually do a 7-3 round? Please go ahead, VA3LBI.
VA3CP.
I know what he's going to say. Resonance is better than tuning.
Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, Mac, you got it right. Absolutely. The best antenna fooler that I've got is one that I built myself in September of 1980. I've got the date on the box. And I had picked up some parts. I picked up a B&W coil and 2 open air caps. And I put it in a tin wax box, galvanized metal, and put this thing all in there. And it works better than anything else that I've got. It's a manual tuner. And to be honest with you, I think manual tuners are much better than an automatic one. But keep in mind, they don't tune the antenna. They just fool it. Or fool the radio. Anyway, I'm quite happy with not using one if I don't have to, Larry. VA3LBI VA3CP.
So I'd have to agree with you. Manual tuners are good tuners. The only disadvantage is if you're changing frequencies quite often. You got to then struggle with it trying to get to set it up again, especially if you're changing bands rather quickly. With the auto tuners and the tuners are out there today, the auto tuners, most of them are auto tuner. They're a little bit quicker than trying to do everything manually.
Not really. The LDG things clack away like crazy for a while, and I can take a manual tuner and tune it in the same amount of time. I would agree with Dave.
Yeah, preset spots too kind of reduce the tuning time.
Yeah, I made up a chart with mine of where I would set the inductor and where I set the input and the output capacitors. I made a chart for each starting point for each band. I just set them there and just tweak them. That's what I do as well, Dave. Yep, there's guys that didn't have automatic
the other bill. Okay, back to you, Larry, VA3CP. Yep, okay, no problem. All right, any other comments about tuners or anything before we do a 7-3 round, or anything to add? Go ahead, VA3LBI.
VA3IUK.
Go ahead, VA3IUK, VA3LBI.
This is a dad joke. You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish.
Mark Bill 7-3. All right, let's run down the list then. I think we're done. That's it. Got a quite good group tonight. So VA3MW, VA3LBI, doing a 7-3 round, Mac.
Oh, do I have to turn the radio off already? Gee, Dad, can I stay up another hour? All right, guys. A wonderful net as usual. It's always fun to spend a Friday night with some like-minded individuals. Anyways, be resonant and be kind to one another, just like Chuck says.
All right, Mark, VA3MHV, VE3LB, Mark, we're just doing a 7-3 round.
VA3LBI, VA3MHV. Interesting that, Larry, thanks for doing it. I'm a new ham, so just kind of sitting back and listening. Learning as much as I can about what everybody uses and why. So thanks for doing this one, Larry. Everybody have a good weekend. And short mention, Sir Paul McCartney down there opening up our new venue. Big concert going on downtown tonight. So that's all I got, Larry. VA3MHV. I'll let you run down the list. 7-3.
Yep, okay, thanks, Mark. Yeah, you're right. Paul McCartney's down there. Yeah, apparently all the restaurants are full and all the hotels and motels are all full for it. So good for Hamilton. Al, if you're still with us, VA3PT, VE3LBI, we're just doing a 7-3 round, Al.
Yeah, we're still here, barely making it there. Good night there, Larry. That was interesting. Thanks for doing it. Thanks for being there. VA3VT 7-3.
Okay, thanks, Al. Dave, VA3CP, VE3LBI, just doing a 7-3 round, Dave.
Okay, Larry. Just had one more comment. One of my experience with like the LDGs and the MFJs and all that stuff is if you get a little bit of RF coming back, the tuner goes nuts. And they'll try and retune again on you while you're in the middle of a transmission. And I don't like that. All right, so guys, I'll talk to you there. VA3CP.
Okay, Bill, you're up. Mr. Tuna, VE3IUK, VE3LBI, come on in, Bill. We're doing 7-3.
Yeah, 7-3. Larry, thanks a lot for doing it, and I'll be around for a little while after.
Okay, very good. Chuck, VA3CJZ, VE3LBI, we're doing a 7-3 round.
VA3CJZ, good net, Larry. So good night, everyone. And 7-3, VA3CJZ.
And Chris, VA3WPG, VE3LBI, 7-3 round.
7-3, everybody. Have a good one. VA3WPG.
Wade, VA3NCA, VE3LBI, doing a 7-3 round, Wade.
VA3LBI, VA3NCA. Yeah, thanks for doing it there again, Larry. And just an update there. We have an end to our stove saga here. Nicole made the decision that she bought a new stove. She wanted one that wasn't damaged. So the new stove came undamaged today. They took the old one, the old new one, the new old one. I don't know, the last one. Took it away, and so I suspect that is settled here, and all the drama is over. So this is one of those things you leave up to her, though, because I don't want to hear about it afterwards. So it's the right decision. We bought a new stove. We should get a new stove without damage. Other than that, just a quick update, too, on the TRC 415 that I found. I think I see the problem with it, and it's a relatively easy fix. I turned it on, and the static came right back, and I can switch through the channels, and I took a look at the antenna, and it looks like they just broke it off at the loading coil. So either replace it with a CB antenna, or this should be a relatively easy fix. So if they tossed it just because they managed to break the lip on the antenna, then that's what it's shaping up to be. But anyways, fun little project, side project. Back to you at 7-3. Thanks for doing it.
XLJ, VE3LBI. We're just doing a 7-3 round, Vanya.
V3, oh my god, VE3 LBI, VA3 XLJ. Interesting that, guys. Thank you for sharing what tuners you guys have and what you like and dislike about them. So, I'm gonna go the route and get one of those Z100 Pro or A or whatever it is. And I hope that that battery holder is gonna be somewhere inside. If not, I guess I'll get something from Amazon or Princess Auto. I believe I've seen them there. And we'll go that route. I like them that way. Usually hamsticks work fine without tuner, but NSET does act up depending how high the ground is. So sometimes you need some help. Anyways, thank you guys, 7-3, and good day to all of you. I'm gonna go roll downhill and put the gas in the car and get myself ready for tomorrow's shift.
Yep. Okay, very good, Vanya. All right, thanks very much. Bill, VE3EKJ, VE3LBI, just doing a 7-3 round, Bill.
Okay, fine. 7-3 all. Merry Christmas. God bless us, everyone. And I'll go easy on everyone, and I will not start singing a Beyonce Christmas carol.
Okay, thanks very much for that, Bill. Noel, VE3KDT, VE3LBI, Noel, we're just doing a 7-3 round.
VE3KDT, yeah, wow. I literally just sat back down to the radio. I sent a quick little message there saying I had to run off, so I just missed everything that's happened in the last 5 minutes or so. But yeah, 7-3s. Thanks for doing this one. I think I even had one for the dad jokes to keep her going. You can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose. Back to you.
Well, that's a really good friend.
Very good. Let's see here. I think we're at the bottom of the list. Yes, we are. All right, folks. Thanks again for joining in tonight. You guys make the net. I just write down the call signs and the names. You guys make the net with the conversation and the questioning back and forth. So, anyways, I'd like to wrap it up by thanking Terry, VE3IQ Alpha, uses that repeater. And with that, it's Victor Echo 3, Lima, Bravo, India. I will return the repeater back to normal use. 7-3.
And that brings the live stream to a close as well.
VA3MCA, VA3CP.
7-3's 1-0.